We're going to discuss the Sikha of the second day of Shavuos Tafshin and Aleph, the famous Sikha of Torah Chadasha Me'iti Teitzei. When Moshiach is going to come, we're going to have a handful of changes in Torah and also in Halacha. In regards to Torah, we know there's going to be a Torah Chadasha, there's going to be a revelation of a new Torah. To Malam Ershtin, it's split up into two categories. We have a revelation of the reasons of Torah, the explanations, the Chassidus, the secrets, and then we have a chiddush also in the halachis of Torah. We have the famous halacha that the shchita, that the levyasan is going to shech the sherabar, is going to be kosher. The fin of the levyasan is going to shech the sherabar. The levyasan's fins are serrated. Generally serrated things are not kosher to be used as a shchita knife, and nevertheless the shchita is going to be kosher because of Torah Chadasha, because it's going to be a chiddush Torah, new ideas in the Torah when Moshiach is going to come. Seemingly, how is it possible that the Torah is going to change? We know that Torah cannot change. And if a Navi is going to come and say something, that's not considered Torah. So the explanation is that it's similar to when a person sits down and writes a ha'ara, or when a person develops a halacha. In the words of the Chachamim, Kol ma shetalmid v'asikas l'chadish, hakel nitin l'moshe misina. Everything that a new Talmud, that a proper Talmud is going to be mechadish, everything was given over to Moshe by Har Sinai. On the one hand, when Moshe Rabbeinu went on Har Sinai, he did not receive the entire Torah. He received everything in general. He received the klolim, the general rules. And in that was included the entire Torah. So when you have a Talmud Vasik, you have a Talmud that he's sitting and he's learning Torah, understands it properly and develops Torah. So these developments were already given on Har Sinai. The same thing is in regards to Torah Chadasha, that these things were already given when we got the Torah on Har Sinai, but it's being revealed through Moshiach. The difference is that the Talmud Vasik's Torah is something that is easy to be, somehow, one way or the other, everyone is able to explain it. But the Torah Chadasha, only Moshiach is going to be able to explain. Because he's a Navi, he's going to be able to get it through Nevuah, and afterwards he's going to be able to explain it in a way that's going to be understood by everyone. So even though the Torah will never change, still we're going to have a Torah Chadasha, which that was really included in the Torah that we received on Har Sinai. The secrets of the Torah are going to be understood through Moshiach, and he's going to go and explain it to other people in a way of Havana Vasaga. And the halachis also, Moshiach is going to explain that when Hashem gave us Hilchei Shchita, this specific case of the Levyasan and Sherabar wasn't included in the general case of Hilchei Shchita, similar to the Heter Abamis with Eliyahu Navi. In general, when a Navi tells you something, so whatever the Navi says, if there's Yotzim min HaKlal, and a Navi is able to tell us to be over on Torah for a small period of time, if it's not Avodah Zarah, v'chulu. But when it comes to Eliyahu Navi, and he said that it's not, that we're allowed to be Maktiv B'Bama, over there it wasn't included in this klal that we listen to a Navi, but it was a specific limud for his case. The same thing is in regards to Shchita of Levyasan and Sherabar, that it's a specific case. Moshiach is going to be able to explain Sanhedrin, and therefore it's considered the same Torah that we got then, and it's also considered a Torah Chadasha. Another place where we see that things are going to change, Lasid Lave, in regards to Halacha, is that nowadays, when there's a Machlekes, Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, usually we paskin according to Beis Hillel, and Lasid Lave we're going to paskin according to Beis Shammai. To understand this a little bit better, the Medrash says that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Har Sinai, Hashem explained different perspectives on halachis. You have a case, and Hashem said, I have memtes 49 reasons why this thing should be tameh, and 49 reasons why this thing should be tired. So Moshe asked Hashem, what should I do? What's the halacha? And Hashem answered him that Eilu v'Eilu divrei Elokim chayim. Both of them are true. Both of them are coming from Hashem. But the halacha is like the way that the Chachamim down here paskin the halacha. So the same thing is about the machlekes in general between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Both Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, what they said is divrei Elokim chayim. The halacha has to be according to Sanhedrin down here. So in Zman HaGolus, the Sanhedrin paskin according to Beis Hillel. But the Asiloi Sanhedrin is going to change and paskin according to Beis Shammai. And the reason is, why did Sanhedrin always paskin according to Beis Hillel? The Gemara says that Beis Shammai was mechaded ditfei. They were sharper. They were really on a higher level. And the reason why the Sanhedrin paskin according to Beis Hillel is because most people throughout Zman HaGolus are not on the level of Beis Shammai. When Moshiach is going to come, though, the majority Achrei Rabbim Lahatis is going to be on the level of Beis Shammai, and therefore the halacha is going to change. It's going to go according to Beis Shammai. So all these things that we already discussed in Zman HaGolus are going to be brought up back to the table again, and then we're going to paskin different according to Beis Shammai. An additional case where we see the halacha is going to change Lasid Love is in the idea of Ari Miklat. In the Zman HaGolus, from the time of Moshe and Yeshua, we had 6 Ari Miklat. When Moshiach is going to come, we're going to have an additional 3. Now, all these different cases when the torah is going to, so to say, change when Moshiach is going to come, are really all essentially connected. To understand this, we have to zoom out and look at the general difference between Zman HaGolus and Zman HaGeula. In Zman HaGolus, the Aveda of a Yid is to serve Hashem in a way of Avedas HaBirurim, to purify the world, to separate the Ra from the Toiv, the good from the bad. When Mashiach is going to come, we're not going to have Avedas HaBirurim anymore. The Aveda is going to be Miyached Yichudim, to make high unities of Hashem. Therefore, the Yidden are going to be on a higher level. This is hinted in the idea of Ari Miklat. Ari Miklat, the 6 Ari Miklat show on a person that he did an Aveira, and he killed someone, even B'Shaygig, which in general, any Aveira is compared to the idea of Misa. So, the first 6 Ari Miklat show on the Aveda of Golus, Avedas HaBirurim, when there is Ra and Toiv. But the other 3 Ari Miklat, in Chassidus is explained, is connected to the 3 levels of Moichin, 3 that shows on Chassidus, and that shows on the Aveda of Lasid Love, the idea of being Miyached Yichudim. Similarly, the fact that the halacha is going to be like Beis Shammai also shows on the higher level we're going to be when Mashiach is going to come. The reason why Beis Shammai is more machmir and Beis Hillel is more mekel is because when you have something that's nishtahin nishtaher, it's not completely has revealed Ra, but it's not completely pure. So Beis Hillel says that the way to deal with such a thing is to be mekarev it, is to work with it. But Beis Shammai says that in those things there's still Ra nelam, there's hidden Ra, and the way to deal with that Ra is by pushing it away. Nowadays, a person doesn't have the power to push, to really identify the Ra nelam, because we're still busy with the Ra goli, with the revealed Ra. When Mashiach is going to come, we're going to be able to go and find the Ra nelam, the hidden Ra, and be able to work with it. So when Mashiach is going to come, the halacha is going to be like Beis Shammai, because then we're going to be working with the Ra nelam. Even though when Mashiach is going to come, there's not going to be Ra, but in the first kufa, there is still going to be the Efshorus. There's still going to be Ra nelam until the Zman of Tchias HaMesim. This is also connected with the day after Shavuos, which is called Yom Tevoyach. And it's a day when we pass in dafka according to Beis Shammai that we don't bring the korban on Yom Tov, we do it afterwards. Yom Tevoyach is a day that we shecht. It's explained that we also shecht the Yetzer Hara on Yom Tevoyach. The reason why we push off shechting the Yetzer Hara not on Shavuos, but the day after Shavuos, is because Shavuos is the day we receive the Torah, which also includes the Torah Chadasha Me'iti Teitzei. When we have Torah Chadasha, we're not shaykh to the Ra HaGolui. We don't have to shech the Yetzer Hara because the Yetzer Hara isn't there. Dafka after Shavuos, that's when we come back into the world, and that's when we have a chance to go and have Yom Tevoyach, to go shech the Yetzer Hara, so to say. And finally, all of this is also connected to the shchita of the Shor Abar by the Snapire HaLevyasan. This shchita is going to be done by Hashem. In Zman HaGolus, based on our level, it's not possible for us to go and reach such a high level. It's not possible for us to purify such a great revelation, and therefore this shchita is pa'asr. When Mashiach is going to come, the shchita is going to be done through Hashem. It's going to be on a much greater level, and therefore the shchita is going to be kosher. In a little bit of a deeper level, a deeper explanation, the idea of isur shows on a higher level because it shows on the idea of shlila. Shlila means that there are some things that we just can't understand because they're so deep. So we're not able to understand them by thinking about the topic, but by negating other topics that are not similar to this topic. And the more we negate other things, the more we have an understanding on this thing. That's called asagas hashlila. In Golus, there are many topics that we have only in a way of asagas hashlila, we can't understand them. But when Mashiach is going to come, even these things, Hashem is going to bring them down to our level, and we're going to be able to understand them. And that's why when the Levyasan is going to shech the Shor Abar, in general the shchita is osir, because it's showing on a very high level of asagas hashlila, we're not able to understand it. when Mashiach is going to come, this shechita is going to become kosher, because this thing is going to come down in a way that we're going to be able to understand. It's going to come down into our seichel, and therefore it's going to be mutter ba'achila. And Chassidus, it explains that Levyasan is a fish which is in the water, it's covered over, that shows an Olma Diskasya on the higher levels, on the hidden levels, and the Sherabar is an animal that goes on dry land, that shows an Olma Disgalya, which are the revealed levels. When Mashiach is going to come, the Shor Habar is going to be shechted by the Levyasan, which means that the Gili of Olma Diskasya of the Levyasan is going to be revealed in the Shor Habar. So this really shows on the general idea, what we're doing in Golus, and what we're accomplishing, and what we're going to have when Mashiach is going to come, that we're going to have the torah chadashim me'iti teitze, these things that are iti, that are one with Hashem, are going to be teitze, they're going to come down, they're going to be revealed down here in this world. Those in Yanam of Asagas HaShlila that are so high that we can't grasp now, when Mashiach is going to come, we're going to be able to understand it. And like in the words of the Rambam, all the Yidden are going to be Chacham, Gedolim, V'yedim Dvarim Astum, V'yasigu Da'as Beirim K'fikei Adam. We're going to understand the Likus, we're going to understand Hashem in a way that a person is able to understand. It's going to come down in Or Havana Vasaga. So Zayin Taka take it from Yad Mamish with these galas of the Rebbe Melech HaMashiach. Kabbalah Satira B'Simcho V'Pnimius and the Iker which B'Zechet Torah Chadash Me'iti Teitzei Yechi Adineinu Mereinu V'Rabbeinu Melech HaMashiach Le'ilam Vod.